right now, from where I'm sitting, the most security I can find in the workforce is in the classic trade jobs. Alex Karp talks about this
Yes.
all the time, and the headlines have caught up to his message as well over at Palantir. It's just an extraordinary uh, confluence of things that I think is redefining the job market and the definition of a practical education.
Let me talk more about Palantir. They say, look, college is just not a reliable training ground anymore. They've gone out and hired 22 high school students. They're saying, hey, skip the debt, skip the indoctrination, come straight to us at a high school. You're going to like that, right?
Well, the reason I like it is it wasn't 22 random high school grads. You know, Alex Karp puts these guys and women through the ringer. They have to score very, very high. They have to demonstrate real work ethic. He selects them, and then he puts them through this meritocracy. You know, it's a training program on steroids. So they're still getting taught things like, you know, history and some social sciences, but they've got a front row seat to learning the actual skills that they're going to need for the job at hand. That, I believe, in some measure, will be the future of education. And in various ways, too, Stuart, you're going to see it in lots of different companies. Jim Farley over at Ford is talking about building his own trade schools now, just like Henry Ford did 100 years ago within that company. So big corporations, I believe, are going to do what's in their best interest to educate the workforce they need by whatever metric makes sense on the given day. It's happening.
Yeah. So you get the gist of this, right? Now, here's what I want to say. Here's what I want to add to this, right? Because with change comes opportunity. I think too much people get caught up in complaining about change rather than understanding and looking for the opportunity in change. Particularly, again, if you are a 18, 19, 20-year old man, right? In fact, if you're watching this video and you know some 18, 19, 20-year old that is stuck in life, they don't know what to do, send them this video because this is what I would do. This is the advice I would give myself when I was 18, 19, 20 years old. Looking forward into the future, right? I personally would take advantage of the technology that we have today. Understanding that, yes, in the future, AI is going to be a thing, that there are some jobs that will be done by AI. But you can figure out which jobs are going to be AI resistant by using AI. Like, for example, all you got to do, pull up ChatGPT, type in what are the best jobs for a young person that is going to be AI resistant in the future, right? For the next 20, 30 years. Boom. ChatGPT will give you a list of all these jobs. Lo and behold, you will find that a vast majority of these jobs are blue collar jobs. There's still some white collar jobs in there as well too, but a vast majority are blue collar jobs. Look over that list, figure out what you're interested in, research the salary, research the pay, and then also ask ChatGPT, how do I become, for example, an electrician? Electrician going to be in heavy demand going to the future, especially again with the data center development, the demand for energy. Electricians are going to be, they're going to rack up, right? HVAC guys, they're going to rack up. Blue collar guys, they're going to rack up. They're going to rack up for the next 10 to 20 years, guaranteed, right? Find out how to become one of those guys. What do I need to do to gain those skills? And then work towards doing that. Once you get into one of the trades and you start getting paid 100, 150, $200,000 like some of these guys are getting paid right now, what I would do personally, this is just me, this is just advice to myself, right? Is that I would live frugally and I would make sure that I'm investing a significant portion of my income in the stock market and in Bitcoin. Like, for example, I probably do, out of all of my investments, right, my actual investments, okay, I'll probably do 20, 30% Bitcoin, maybe the rest of it in the S&P 500, tech heavy stocks, stocks that are going to do well going into the future economy. And the reason why I say Bitcoin and not crypto, I'm not saying Ethereum, I'm not saying Solana, I'm not saying any other crypto. I'm talking about Bitcoin is because Bitcoin has monetary properties that, in my opinion, will make it essentially the only eligible candidate to be the base monetary layer for global settlement in the future. And I'm not gonna make a whole video. I'm not gonna make this video about explaining exactly what that is, but just understand that debt has now become structural in the global economy. It's not going away. And because of that, going forward into the future, hard money assets, like for example, Bitcoin, in my opinion, are going to become more and more and more valuable, right? Again, it's not advice, right? I'm just telling you my thoughts, what I think, okay? And I personally believe that if you're somebody, again, looking 10, 20, 30 years into the future, Bitcoin should be something that you're strongly considering because of the fact that it can't be inflated, it can't be printed. There is no central control or any type of central governance, right? It's not controlled by any one entity, okay? It is decentralized. It's a limited supply. It has all of the monetary properties that you're going to need, right? That the world is going to need in an AI driven economy where, again, debt is structural. Now, one day I will make a video uh, with a deeper explanation on this, right? And why I believe this, okay? But just for the sake of this video, to make it very simple for people to understand, that if I was a young man, I would be looking for blue collar work. I would be learning a skill, a trade that is AI resistant, doing whatever I need to do to get into that trade or skill, dominating that trade or skill to the point where you become an owner in some way, a part of the ownership class, live frugally, and invest wisely. Okay? That's what young people should be thinking about doing. A lot of people spend too much time complaining rather than taking advantage of the tools that we do have in order to get ahead and to figure out, how can I take advantage of the change? Change is happening. What's changing? How do I take advantage? What do I need to do to get ahead? Right? That's how you have to think. You have to be a forward thinking individual. Okay? And if you're thinking forward while everybody else is complaining, then you're probably going to be a lot better off. Okay? So again, that is what I would tell myself if I was a young person. You know, ultimately today, there are a lot of blue collar jobs available. Uh, People are gonna have to work. You're still gonna have to work, and work is not going away yet. Okay, and if you want to, get food stamps and government welfare, then if you are able-bodied person, especially if you are a man, you're gonna have to work. That's just the reality of the situation. So, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.
The Rivera Reverse Air Hair Dryer is going to be your savior because it literally takes zero skill to achieve smooth, stretched results. It's a revolutionary technology that uses gentle vacuum suction to carefully draw the moisture out of your hair follicles in the actual direction of your hair growth. It dries the hair 70% faster than a traditional blow dryer would and with less heat. I've been obsessed with my Rivera since the launch. It's not only been a quick and easy way to get a smooth blowout look with my hair, but also cut down on the time needed to achieve my look. It's much more gentle on my hair cuticles. I also love using it on my daughter's hair for a quick, smooth twist out base or a perfect base for a protective style and braids. So number one is make sure your hair is clean. For your smoothest results possible, the hair needs to be free of any old crusty and oily product buildup, dirt, and dust. It's also not great for the machine itself to be sucking in any old product buildup, dirt, and dust, and then having to do the work to filter it out. Always clean your hair thoroughly, whether that takes 2 or 3 shampoos in order to get your hair and scalp as clean as possible. Number two is the one that I have a problem with. Hold that wand still. The great thing about the Rivera is how easy it is to use. You literally just have to hold a wand up to your head. Number three is one that maybe you didn't realize. You want to make sure that your sections are not too big, but also not too small. The sections need to be the width of the wand. So measure the wand width with your fingers. For me, it's about 3 fingers. And
All right,
Any
let's.
kind of investigation into the
Okay,
abortion center
I want to watch
system.
this. Okay. Oh, let's get our. Let's turn the light on. Hey, I thought you said you had to play the piano. You know, I wrote got a piano set up in his living room. You know? You ever want to go play? Just say, hey. What? One day, but I'm right now practicing this. Okay. All right. So our next scene. Okay, I want to update this one. Okay. All right, let's do jam. Let's say, okay. All right, let's get a cruiser at a work, please. And notify her next. Okay. By the way. By the way, which one is pink? By the way. Wait, not by the way, but like more like some emotion expression in the face. Uh, improvise. Improv here. Um, you. Oh yeah. You said something about an eyewitness. Okay, so we're gonna do our next video. We are going to try. Let's see which video. Oh, sorry. I'm a big fan. Nice. Well, thanks. If you're interested at Peanut. All right. Hi, Lee. How are you? I'm in the job hunt right now. Sorry. The last couple of days I couldn't really do anything because my contract's ending, and so I have to move in my job. Well, move up and just move in the company. So the past couple of days been looking for jobs in the company and seeing where my next adventure will be. I'm thinking more of cloud, getting more serious about cloud and getting more into networking part of cloud. Um, if you find anything, hit me up. So okay, I will. I think it's you have do you have are we friends on Discord? You should give me your from I should add you. You should, yeah, let me see. You should give me your information if you have Discord. I can add you, and then so I'm always talking to. Basically, I'm literally talking to the people at my job, my internal mobility, trying to get jobs, and there's tons of cloud stuff there. But yes, so the past couple of days I couldn't really do much at all, but I do want to eventually get into AI, and I want to do more API calls. So, and why I think I am going to use Claim. I can't buy it now because I already bought like a year subscription for this for OpenArt.ai, and that was like it was like Black Friday. So I was like, I was not really gonna like spend $2,000 on this thing, but it was like 1,000 for the whole year, and you get I think it's like 100,000 credits per month. Yeah, 100,000 per month. So I was like, okay, fine, 1,000 a year to get 1,000 credits to make videos, fine, why not? But in doing that, because I really want to get serious about this, I was researching this morning about Clean AI and their APIs. Because I want to code, because I want to code it up instead of just using the GUI. I'm just weird like that. So I look into their API document, right? And I looked into their prices for their API keys, and here we go. some of their API keys. Oh, you gotta go to quick start. Quick start. I already been looking into some of this today. That's the reason why I know. So I would want to get a video generating API and imagery. The reason why I'm gonna stick with Kling, even though I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie. If we're gonna be honest about all this whole AI stuff so far from what I have been doing, you guys don't even see. You see all these things I've generated, right? Like I can't tell you guys how many generations I've done. Can't tell you. I do so much when I'm not even streaming. But um, for one thing, I was doing researching this afternoon is the API, how much it would cost, and and the reason why I want this is because of this YouTube video. I'm gonna show you. And the reason, and I know I just jumped around, but now I got my thought back. If I'm going to be honest, when it comes to this AI cinema, endeavor I'm going on, you need multiple tools. You just do. You need multiple tools. You need a video, um, like a video AI that can already enhance videos. For instance, and I just found it fucking amazing. Sorry, but let's say I have this image. Let's go. Let's say I have this image here. Okay, image. Let's see. Let me see if it's still here. Let's say I have this image here, right, where it has the police line. So this one, open router AI. If you're trying to make something, okay, open router AI. Oh, this has a. Let's look at this API. Oh, API key. Okay, with any model or provider. Okay. Create create an API key and start making your press. Okay. Fully open AI model. Oh, npm TypeScript. I guess we'll have to go back to the Python. I don't know what should I use. Python. Let's see. Other integrate VS Code Copilot. Okay, let's look at some of their quick starts. All right. npm. All right. Okay. Oh, open a so we can use. So it's all right. So here's my thing. If you already have, see that's how I feel like I fucked myself. I should have looked more into API stuff, but I just wanted to test it out first. My thing is now that I have, because I have subscription with 11 Lab, I have a subscription with um, Runway, and that's where I do all my video editing. Like if I need to make an edit to the video, Runway is for that. Whereas OpenAI doesn't have that. It doesn't have that option. So I'm just like, but I already have a subscription to this, which is where I do most of my work. Can I not can this API from Open, is this compatible with my account here? Like, can I? I'm like, I just don't want to be double paying for shit. That's why I'm like, maybe I should just keep reading. Okay, I'll just keep reading. Using with Open AI SDK. So let's ask ChatGPT. If I have, okay, so I have okay. So your API key. Okay. Okay. No need to change code when switching between models providers. We can even let we can even let your users choose and pay for their own. Okay. All right. Why should I use? All right. All major LLM models. See, that's the thing. I wish I see. I thought Open Art AI would also have an API, and I could just use that, but they don't. And I didn't think about that. Because eventually I wanted to eventually create the image through code, create the image through videos, but I really wasn't thinking about that at the moment when I purchased it. See, so that's what I'm saying. You can get the same pricing you get from the provider directly with the unified API and fallback. Okay. Um, see, I already got credits. It's for testing different models. It's only for testing. It's not for building. Mm. Or it also has a ranking. Okay. All right, I'll use this one, and then let's look at their models. Mm, what element? Let's look at all their models. So far, I like. So far, Kling. Oh yeah, let me show you the Kling. I was actually really surprised about it, but I like Kling and Vio. Those are my favorite. But the reason why I like Kling is because of the new Kling 01 today. I don't know if you saw that one, Kling 01. Um, and I was really surprised by it. One of the things. Oh, what
Some
else?
pretty massive news coming from the
So I
world.
already saw this earlier today. I'll put it in this side down here. But the reason why I want to do Kling is because when I have something like this, well, this is a fucked up image, but like this, I can. Oh, fuck. Um, this one. Um, I can tell it to create a scene before the scene or a scene after the scene, which is amazing. So I'm gonna let this guy go ahead and show you this new feature. I think it came out maybe like 2 days ago, and I guess he's using the beta version. But you have to go on. I went on Clean, and you actually do have it here on. Um, they actually do have it here as well, but it's not like this. You don't get the same feature as you do if you just go to the Kling AI, their platform. But they have it in an image to video, but it's this one here, this Kling 01. But like you'll see, they don't have the option for like a transition area like it does with this one.
Of Kling. We have a new model from them. And this isn't just like a version update, this is a whole new thing.
A whole
Kling
new
have
model.
released
This
their
all looks
O1 model, and
amazing.
you can kind of think of it as Nano Banana, but for video. Today, I've got a full walkthrough of Kling 01, and I gotta say, there's a lot you can do with this. It's pretty exciting. All right, let's hop in.
Yeah, it's pretty
So,
cool.
just as
I
a
was actually
quick
pretty impressed.
FYI, I did partner with Kling for early access for this video, but I mean, overall, think of it as a first look and tutorial of all the things you can do with O1 because, well, again, it's a lot.
Okay, I'm gonna watch this and then I'm gonna set up for our next line. Okay.
Kling is touting O1 as the first unified multimodal video model. Think of it as Nano Banana, but for video. That said, it does also handle images. We'll touch on that as we go through this video. Overall, the idea with O1 is that, well, it does all the things. Text to video, image to video, in and out painting, stylization, transformation, on and on it goes. And it does so with a semantic understanding of, well, just about everything you throw at it. Now, the UI does differ a bit from like old school Kling, and which to note is all still there. But in order to use the O1 model, you'll just want to make sure that you're on this tab, so that brings you into the O1 model. This first area here will contain kind of a history of your recent outputs. Down here is, of course, your prompt area, and then on this side is, of course, your outputs. Moving down to the prompt area, we have a couple of different options. We can, of course, generate video or images here. We can obviously provide it with reference image or video elements we're going to get into in just a little bit. We also do have options for 916, 11, 16:9 duration and output amounts. There are also modules at top for elements, transformation, video reference, and frames, all of which we will be getting into. So at baseline, what we can do with this model, we're going to start very simple and ramp our way up. But we can take an image like this and give it the prompt to create a video of the woman in this case, at image 1. So every time that you upload something, it creates a tag for it. Just entering the location and taking a seat at the bar. Generating this, we end up with an output like this. And what's important to note here is that this isn't traditional image to video, in that our first frame is not our image. Actually, our first frame starts in a completely different location, showcasing an area of the location that does not exist in the initial image input. And, obviously, we're following directions. Now, as a note to that output, no native audio generating here yet. Keyword being yet. But here's where things start to get really interesting, is that we can take that initial prompt and add something like a clown is working behind the bar as a bartender. The woman orders a drink. Now, why is there a clown working as a bartender? I don't know. Maybe he's working his way through clown college. The important thing here is that, everything in our initial image reference remains the same, only now we have a clown. Now the question I'm sure many of you are asking right now, what if we want a very specific clown? Well, yes, we can do so. Actually heading over to the image generation model, so switching this off of video and over to image, and just prompting for a full body photorealistic image of a clown, doing this at 916, we end up with this guy. Overall, I gotta say, no notes here. So to swap him out, all we have to do is hit this go to O1 to create. That'll reload our video into the prompt box, and with very simple natural language, we can just prompt change the clown in video 1, and then we're going to load in our clown. We'll just select from history to the clown in image 1. Hit generate, and there you go. Same video output, different clown. Still can't pour a Manhattan to save his life, though. Now, I do want to quickly note, again, going back to this multimodal idea, you don't have to use image inputs. We can also use video inputs. For example, taking this, real stock footage drone shot of Dodger Stadium, bringing that in and issuing the prompt to change it to sunset, we end up with this as an output, which is kind of crazy good. I mean, everything in our initial video input is still here. It's just, again, the time of day has now changed. So actually, like, one really great use case here is if you have some old VO3 outputs from back when we were all putting text on the first frame to provide direction, such as our period piece of two romantic lovers who have just discovered that they are living in a simulation.
These last few days with you have felt like I'm
living in a simulation.
I feel the same.
So now we can simply say remove the text and red neon boxes in at video 1 and end up with this as a result.
These last few days with you have felt like I'm
living in a simulation.
I feel the same.
That's
really... I don't care. I want to marry you.
Speaking of removals, Plasmo takes this surrealist piece, which I'm not exactly sure what's going on. It does look pretty cool, though. The thing is that this hand that comes out, that was actually unintended. So now, utilizing the O1 model, Plasmo can now, remove the hand, and the output comes out as intended. We can also now change shot composition and even camera movement. For example, in this output from Ludovic the Creator, where we have this forlorn guy staring out to sea, probably wondering where his pirate lady love has vanished to. Where we can now change it to a crane over the head shot, which actually starts to feel a little bit darker. Don't do it, old timer. I'm sure she's going to pull into port any day now. An additional use case, and this one is pretty insane. We can prompt for things that happen before or after our input
Dude,
video.
that's
Yes, you
pretty
heard that
cool.
right. Kind of like time traveling, kinda. So, given that as a theme, I had to take this shot of not Doctor Who entering. Well, I mean, it's not the TARDIS. It's like the TARDIS that you would get if you ordered it from Wish.com. But if you issue the prompt based on at video one, essentially your input video, generate the previous shot and then
It
give it
probably
some
will.
direction. In this case, it was a
I
tracking
think it
shot of the
will be.
man.
Cause think about it. You see, like the video games. My favorite is, the first any Call of Duty. Well, actually, the older Call of Duties. Why am I looking over there? I keep thinking the camera's over there. Um, like I think those the scenes that they have, the storylines that they have, they probably will start using more AI models where they look more realistic. Um, and I always love those stories when I play video games. That's how I can see this going.
Walking down the street towards the blue box, you end up with the results like.
But then we live in a crazy world where people listen to rap music and stuff and take it seriously. I really don't want. Oh my god. It's all entertainment. I don't know why people like to take it out of that world.
This
But
or
man,
like this, which does, obviously represent what happens before that input video. Or as a bit of a throwback, we can take our woman in the red dress as the runaway bride from her wedding to the man in the green tuxedo, and then issue the prompt based on, well, again, at video one, generate the next shot. And apparently it's our woman in the red dress making her getaway in a, well, it looks like it'd be a pretty classic car there. Now, to be fair, this isn't exactly a one-to-one. This isn't acting like first frame, last frame. Now, this does, I don't want to say require, but it does need you to tell it what the next shot is.
that
If
is
left to
pretty
its own
cool.
devices, I mean, it'll
But
generate
obviously,
something
it
as it did
changed like
here,
the
where I
actor we
left that
saw
blank. I
on
just said, just
Orbs.
generate the next shot. We ended up with, well, what I presume is a much happier ending for our groom. And of course, in typical AI zaniness, if you aren't kind of specific with your prompt, you could
Yeah,
end up with an output like this, in which our runaway bride is getting into the car, which is still inside the chapel. I presume that if we generate the next scene, it's going to be the car busting through that wall. And once again, the model can do first frame, last frame as well, as showcased here by Giacomo Malamasi, and it actually has a few tricks up its sleeve. In another example by Giacomo, we can see our opening frame here, our ending frame here, and then this kind of like special effect frame in the middle, and sort of treating it like first, middle, and last frame. And again, that semantic understanding of references is really where this model shines. For example, here's a couple of input images by Mad Pencil. Putting the four of these together ends up with a video output like this. I guess kind of like one piece-ish, rock solid all the way through. And what's important here, again, all references are accounted for. Now, if we have some subjects that we know we want to continually re-reference and we want to kick up the consistency a notch, well, here is the feature that I'm probably most excited about, because we can now create our own library. If we head down to this Elements button and hit this, we'll discover a number of presets in the library. But if you head over to My Subjects, you'll be able to create your own subject that you can essentially add in any prompt. So in this case, going with this kind of animated look, we can tag it
okay.
as a character, an animal, an item, costume, etc. In this case,
I'll
obviously
edit.
character. And then from here, we can actually bring in additional reference images. So obviously it is very handy to have the O1 image model on hand to, create different reference looks. From there, I ended up generating up another character and a location for them to be hanging out with. And then from there, I was able to generate up this animated sequence pretty
That's
quickly.
pretty
And again,
cool.
no sound or dialogue here, but again, you should just visually be able to tell everything that's happening here. And the important part is characters are staying consistent, location is staying consistent, everything feels pretty solid. Now, of course, I ended up training up a version of myself, and this one looks pretty rock solid. A little cranky, but AI me always seems to be a bit on the cranky side. So as far as generating up a pretty solid character model, we're going to use channel fan favorite, Flamethrower Girl. Flamethrower Girl fans are going to be pretty happy with the rest of this video. She appears quite a bit. So just, bringing that in and loading her in as an image reference, was able to very quickly generate up a full body shot of her. simply the prompt of create a full body shot of the woman in our reference image standing against a neutral studio backdrop. Of course, we did have the flamethrower there, and because I knew baking that into the reference that could cause issues down the line, I just simply ran it again with remove the flamethrower. From there, I ended up creating a close-up of her face as well as a side profile shot. And once you have everything loaded in, I actually don't have to do this because I've already created her. Once again, we just simply name her. And then there's a description down here. You don't have to get too crazy about this. In fact, actually, you can just hit the auto button and it does a pretty good job of describing your character. After that's done, you just simply hit generate. So now we can take this, I guess, like kind of like Joan of Arc inspired output that we ran a little while back, and now have Flamethrower Girl time travel back to the medieval era simply by issuing the prompt, replace the character in video 1 with Flame Girl. Now, one thing I do have to note is that, sometimes when you're just doing a character swap like this, the colors do seem a little bit off, so you might have to bring it in and do some like color correction on it. It doesn't always happen. In fact, actually, we're going to take a look at sort of a solution on that in just a minute. The model does seem to handle multiple characters from your library pretty well. Again, since I'm already there, I get to hang out with Flamethrower Girl. I guess we're on the case to find her missing flamethrower. I gotta say, I am really impressed with how good the character modeling is here, even though this is kind of a weirder output. This was supposed to be us discovering a mysterious symbol written on the wall. I mean, that really does look like Flamethrower Girl. That really does look like me. So the whole thing kind of comes off as like we're the most odd couple on The Amazing Race ever. Now, one thing I did discover that I think plays a pretty big part is location referencing. For example, in this prompt, I did not provide a location image reference. I just said that we are standing on a busy Shanghai street. However, by providing this image as an image reference and then rerunning that same prompt, only this time calling out, it was like at image 3 as the location, we end up with this as an output, which does look a lot more dynamic. Again, color balancing, everything, the characters actually feel like they're in the location. Camera across the board, it does seem when you're image referencing a location does seem to be a lot more dynamic as well. Overall, yeah, highly recommend image referencing a location in your video outputs. Now, one thing I did want to note in terms of character retention, Kling 01 is very good. It will occasionally kind of do things like, I kind of feel like my face gets a little bit on the squished side here. That said, I mean, overall, I do find it to be a lot better than Sora's cameo. That said, it does seem to hold a lot better with synthetic characters for whatever reason. So I ended up taking this guy, who was our guy from Planet Hell, the AI short trailer I did kind of recently. I did take him out of the orange jumpsuit that he was in and just put him into a gray t-shirt. I ended up building out a model of him for the library. We named him Tom. And I did just in general, as I ran him, found that he was less likely to drift. So I don't know if the model is just better at consistency with synthetic generated characters, or the fact that, Tom there is way more handsome than I am. He's not real, but he is more handsome. So that's something I will continue experimenting with. Hey, look, our girl got her flamethrower back. Yeah, the model is actually very good at doing like these handheld tracking running shots. Yeah, that's really good. An alternate version of that prompt was this, which is my favorite, where Tom is just like about halfway through the action sequence, just like, you know what, I don't like cardio. I'm just gonna go on, I'll catch up. What's really exciting about this is I feel like we're barely scratching the surface of what this model is capable of. Pushing things just a bit further with this Sora animated output.
What happened to the world? I don't know.
Sora's pretty good at animation.
But whatever did this, it's still out there.
I brought that into the 01 image model and had it turn it into live action. It did miss some stuff, like the backpack here and this guy's outfit still looks a little bit on the animated side, but I actually kind of like that as like sort of a weird hybrid look.
It's
so
like
restylizing that output, we ended up with this, which I mean, it actually holds together pretty well. But at the end, the giant Cthulhu monster up there wasn't that impressive to me. So I was really curious to see if Kling would be able to handle this image, not as a last frame, but rather as a reference to something that appears, after the camera has tilted up. To be honest, I really wasn't sure if it was going to work, but yeah, I mean, ultimately, Kling 01 ended up coming through for me in a pretty big way. So yeah, overall, this is a hugely exciting model, and it is only launch day, so as the old saying goes, this is the worst it'll ever be. I'm really excited to see what you all discover about Kling 01. Do let me know any discoveries that you make in the comments. In the meantime, I thank you for watching. My name is Tim.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
New charges last week against a
Okay, so now let's do our new, let's call it. Let's do our new one. We are going to. This guy's weird. Okay, let's get our camera ready. Oh, my goodness. So I wanted to use which frame did we decide to go with? I think it was. Oh. Because. Which one was it? Oh, definitely not that one. Definitely. Oh. Okay, so I don't know what I do with it. Let's see, which one was it? This one. Okay, so. Okay, I'm trying to use this on right. So, now look at this. Okay, video, motion sync video, upload. All right. Let's see how it did. Good. All right. Ugh. Ah, okay, so I gotta turn off this camera. Turn it off. Wait. Oh no. Okay. Camera, front camera, turn off. Okay. All right, now let's request permission. All right, here we go. All right, guys. So, oh, I didn't show you guys the other movements I've made, and I'll show you the difference between my movements and my boyfriend movements. They were very different. You can tell. It works best on a white wall. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. So our lines are. All right. Let's get a crew. Oh, so okay. Okay. Let's look at our image really quick. Not this one, but where is our image? Let's see what it's holding. Space. So this one. All right. Okay. So. All right. All right. Let's get a cruiser, and then he looks because the body's there. All right. Let's get a cruiser over at our workplace and notify her next of kin. Um. Oh yeah, you said something about it. Alright. Okay, the improv. Oh yeah, yeah. Didn't you say something? Didn't you say something about? Wait. Didn't you say something about an eyewitness? Okay. All right. This is so much better when I'm not when I'm recording by myself. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let's get a cruiser at our workplace. All right. Let's get a cruiser at our workplace and notify our next kid. Didn't you say something about an eyewitness? Yeah. Okay. And I have to make sure I act like a man, or else it will come across as fruity. Okay. 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 All right. All right. All right. Let's get a cruiser over at our workplace and notify her next to Ken. And then, oh yeah, didn't you say something about a next to Ken? Oh, no. Didn't you say something about an eyewitness? Okay. 1, 2. All right, let's get a cruiser over at a workplace and notify our next kin. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's get a cruiser over. Fuck. Okay, first, I just thought about something. This is not gonna look right. Um, I think maybe I'm just gonna write. All right. No, it's not gonna look right. Why would I be doing this? All right, let's get no. We need to edit that photo. We need to take that shit out of his hands or cut it. Okay. All right. Let's edit this, or else this image is not. Let's edit it really quick. Shit. It's not gonna look right. It's just not. Trust me. Let's put his arms. Let's just put his arms down. Let's put the note. Put the notepad and a pen in one hand. In one hand, relax. And relax both arms naturally by sides. Put the notepad and pen in one hand. And relax both arms naturally by his sides. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay. All right, I need ChatGPT's help with this one. All right. Prompting. I have this image and I need to use chat to edit the place to place. Can you give me it? Can you help me with this? Keep everything else the same. Okay, let's see. And only now string together, relax. Okay, let's use this part. Alright, let's see what this does. And then you delete this. Oh, that's right. And before we make our video, that did not happen. I know this can happen. Okay, fine. Put the pen. How about this? Put the arm with the hand holding the pencil or pen down naturally by his side. Come on. It did it the last time, but it maybe because the gun wasn't there. I did it on a different video. Ugh. Yeah, I think because of the gun. Oh, it's fine. We can use this. People are just gonna. Oh man, our audience is not gonna be that stupid. But whatever. They're not that stupid. People are gonna know that he's not. You know, this scene he's not holding a pad. The next scene he's holding a pad. Yeah, they're gonna know the difference. But whatever. It's fine. But this will work. And so we'll download this, and the next thing we have to do is make sure our ratio is okay. Let's change our ratio to this. Move it up. It's fine. All right. Damn it. Maybe not. Maybe we might want to do this. I could do 2 shots. Make this into a video. Because I can't do both. So I can do where it starts low and then have a camera that starts down, just say crane up shot or zoom out, crane up shot as he turns around. Fuck it, that's just too complicated. We'll just do this. We'll just do this now. Alright. Fuck. We'll get better and then come up with more elaborate ways. And since this is going to be a problem, I know what we will do. I know what we could do. We'll do 2 different shots. Oh, fuck. Okay, I have the vision. Okay, and then let's silent this. And then let's see if it can go back. Okay, and then we'll use no, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Let's not get too crazy. We'll learn some other skills first. And then iPad. So let's get rid of this. Upload, download. Okay. Now let's do our recording. Okay. All right. Let's get a cruiser. Let's get a cruiser out or work. All right. Let's get a cruiser out to our workplace and notify her next of Ken. Didn't you say something about an eyewitness? Oh, I cannot do that. That is so feminine. Okay. All right. Okay, good night. Bye. Love you too. Good night. All right. Okay, here we go. Oh, crap. I'm going to turn this down so it doesn't get caught on the yeah, just a little bit. Okay, that's good, baby. Okay. All right, let's get a cruiser over at our workplace and notify her next of kin. Didn't you say something about an eyewitness? Oh wait, I should do this. That's something a man would do. Yeah, I think. Okay, let's try it again. One more time. Fuck. All right, let's get a cruiser over at our workplace and notify her next of kin. Didn't you say something about an eyewitness? Okay, now let's watch that. Let's watch it. Okay. We don't care. Cruiser over at our workplace and notify her next to kin. Didn't you say something about an eyewitness? Okay, let's see. All right, let's see how that looks. All right. This one is. I try to. You have to like if you keep it lower, the more you record, the more time you record, the more credits you use. So you have to like. I try not to use more than 10 seconds because it gets expensive. Like this one was 350 credits. If you do it if you do it like for 5 seconds, it's not so bad. It's like I think like 200 or something. But yeah, the longer you go, the more. But okay, so I'll show you. This is what I did one Sunday night, the rest of Sunday night, and then I had my boyfriend do some yesterday. Yeah, he did a for one for yesterday. But I'll show you. Adding movements. Sorry.
Officer Fadim, what do you have for me?
White, female, ID in a purse, says she's about 48. Shot at close range, gun to the chest.
Anything indicating her place of work or occupation?
Her business card
Oh,
says
you said make
she's
it full
an
screen?
accountant at.
Sorry. I'll make it over here. Okay. So I'll just speed it up to just our movement parts. So
Officer Fadim, what do you have for me?
I've done his parts, and my boyfriend did his part, the other detective part. But I'm doing now one for the detective too.
White, female, ID in a purse, says she's about 48. Shot at close range, gun to the chest.
Anything indicating her place of work or occupation?
Her business card says she's an accountant at Watchtower Financial Group over on 5212 Olive Branch Road.
See, when I add my girlish movements to that, it kind of makes him look kind of gay. Not trying to make my male character feminine, but unfortunately, no, that's just the nature. I can't help it. But he does the little thing at the end. Like, why? That's okay. It's alright. It's fine. I will edit that out, blur it with something else. Let's see how this one did. Cause so this one, let's see.
Anything indicating her?
Yeah, that's my boyfriend's. Yeah, that's my boyfriend's actions, like his.
Anything indicating her place of work or occupation?
Yeah.
Anything indicating her place of work or occupation?
So that was his movements. Some that I did that were actually pretty good. This one I thought was pretty good. Oh no, not this one. But there's one I thought was pretty good. However, the expression of his eyes went like way too much and kind of like messed it up. That's it. I don't think it's this one. No.
Damn. You find any information indicating her work or occupation?
See, that's it looks like gay people. It looks like gay men.
Damn. You find anything on her indicating her work or occupation? Damn. You find anything on her indicating her work or occupation?
You look fast. Okay. Okay, let's see. The new one got generated. Fuck. Okay. Here we go.
All right. Let's get a cruiser over at her workplace and notify her next to Ken. Didn't you say something about an eyewitness? Okay.
The fuck is that?
All right. Let's get a cruiser over at her workplace and notify her next to Ken.
Okay. Let's do this. Runway is just way better doing it. Here has and I don't have enough credits until. Oh wait, I might have one more credit. Well, even though they say this is by Runway, I don't know. Like, I don't really get great results from this one, but
This one I usually do. So let's try. He does. Okay, let's do. Is it this one? Let's see. Oh no, not no. No image. Okay, yeah, let's go JPEG. Okay, so. Oh no, we gotta go to Act 2. Sorry. So generate video, Act 2. Select our asset. This one. It just looks better when I use this. It just does it better. I don't know why. It just seems to. Alright. Alright. Let's get a cruiser. Let's get a cruiser over at our workplace and notify her next to Ken. Didn't you say there was also a what's the line? Didn't you say something about an eyewitness? Okay, there we go. Here we go. Alright, let's get a cruiser over at her workplace and notify her next of kin. Didn't you say something about an eyewitness? Oh, man. I need to slow down. Alright, let's... Alright, let's go get... Damn it. Let's go send a... Alright, let's go send a cruiser. Alright, let's go send a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of kin. Didn't you say something about an eyewitness? Alright, let's go send a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of kin. Okay, maybe not to the side. Something... Okay, because that's so feminine. Okay. Alright, let's go get... Send! Alright. Alright, let's go send a cruiser over at her workplace and notify her next of kin. Didn't you also say there was an eyewitness? Okay, let's see. Alright, let's go send a cruiser over at her workplace and notify her next of kin. Didn't you also say there was an eyewitness? Did I say I? Let's go send a cruiser over at her workplace. Alright, let's see. Detecting pace, detecting pace. 13 seconds. I probably won't. Only 2 more credits. No. Let's see what this does. Runway forming usually gives me better results than if I use Motion Sync AI. But let's try it. Let's find it. Alright, let's get a cruiser over at her workplace and notify her next of kin. Didn't you also say there was an eyewitness? Let's see. And notify her next of kin. Didn't you also say there was an eyewitness? I don't know why I keep tilting my head. That's... Didn't you... Oh. Let's get a cruiser over at her workplace and notify her next of kin. Didn't you also say there was an eyewitness? Okay, let's see. What's that look like? Notify her next of kin. Didn't you also say there was an eyewitness? Nope. Let's not. Let's get a cruiser over at her workplace and notify her next of kin. Didn't you also say that there was an eyewitness? Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's see. Let's get a cruiser over at her workplace and notify her next. Okay, let's use it. Okay. And then let's go back. Still 72%. Look at that one. Damn. You find anything on her indicating her work? He's so pretty. Pretty sure. And then we have one more line for Mr. Padilla. Let's see how that one works. Obviously, I can't use this. We'll have to use the motion sync. And then I think this one, the next time this one gets billed is next week. I think, or next month. Let's see. Oh, fuck. We already know this one fucked up. Alright, let's go send a cruiser over at her workplace and notify her next of kin. Didn't you also say there was an eyewitness? Alright, let's go send a cruiser over at her workplace and notify her next of kin. That's not great. Didn't you also say there was an eyewitness? Okay, I need a man to do it. Let's see what this one does. This one is just. Alright, let's get a cruiser over at her workplace and notify her next to kin. Didn't you say something about an eyewitness? Okay. Alright. If this, we might have to use we might use a video generator and see what that does. If it fucks up, we'll have to use a different model. Or maybe we can use the Kling.io. Well, the Kling.io doesn't have sound. So we can't use that. We would have to use. Okay, so it seems for my studies, you need to have very limited things in the background that can fuck with it in your picture.
Anything indicating her place of work or occupation?
No, because the video generator just looks terrible. Actually, I didn't try with Vio. I only tried with Clean. Clean has, I think, really good movements. Oh, sorry, fucked up. Let's get a cruiser over at her workplace and notify her next to kin. Didn't you also say that there was an eyewitness? I don't even look. That doesn't even look like my character. Let's get a cruiser over at her workplace and notify her next to Ken. Didn't you also say that there was an eyewitness? It just looks. Doesn't even look like the photo. Maybe I just need a. Maybe I need a front. Snake. Mm. I also think that makes him look a little unflattering. Let's try a different picture. Mm. Already got that one. Mm. So that's that one. There's this one. You know what? Fuck it. We'll just use the same shot. Maybe just the one that moves. That's just more centered. Alright. Is that Kingdom Hearts? I mean, I just feel like that's not the right shot. Or unless I want to do a crane up. Let's try it. I want to try something. Let's try it. Alright. Alright, we might have to change the camera angle thing. Shoot. Ah, Kingdom. Nice. Okay, let's see. Let's see what that does. Alright, let's get that just looks weird, but we'll do it anyways. Okay. All right, let's get a cruiser. All right, let's just pick. All right, let's get a cruiser over to our workplace. Let's see. This will be an interesting one. Okay. All right. Let's get a cruiser over to what the fuck. Let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of kin. Did you not say that there was an eyewitness? Okay, let's see what that looks like. To her workplace and notify her. Did I ever get the camera? Let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of kin. Did you not say that there was an eyewitness? Let's see. We'll use it. This will just be a very interesting shot. Can you even notice? Okay. And then after that, we'll try one more. We'll try a different one too. We'll try. Alright. Okay, then for this one, I can just bring it back up here. Alright. I don't know. It seems, I know it didn't really work that well in the last video, but I swear all the ones that we had made for that video that I showed you earlier, Runway just did a better job. Even though it has Runway Act 2, I just don't know. Maybe for video. Oh, okay. All right, now. And then this one. Why did my head naturally tilt to the side? Okay. All right. Let's get a cruiser over at a workplace. All right. Let's get a cruiser over at her workplace and notify her next of kin. Did you also say something about an eyewitness? Didn't you not? Yeah, that's a little bit. Didn't you? That looks so gay. No, let's not use the hands. It has to be slow. Did you not? Okay. Now we'll just. All right. All right, let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of kin. By the way, didn't you say something about an eyewitness? Okay, we will use that today. Did I say it slow enough? By the way, didn't you say something about, by the way, slow? All right, let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of kin. Did you also say something about an eyewitness? An eyewitness? Let's see. All right. Did you also say something about an eyewitness? An eyewitness? An eyewitness? Okay. Okay. Damn, I was still going, y'all. Bro. It's because of that. Let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of kin. Did you not say that there was an eyewitness? That's so gay. Let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of kin. Did you not say that there was That is terrible. So, yes, it has to be on a white background. I think runway, and I don't know why runway. I think there's something wrong with the model. Yeah, it might be something wrong with the model. I don't know. Maybe they're tweaking it or something. How it goes, I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong with this versus. Okay, if I go back to runway, I'll show you all the ones that failed. Um, let's see. Can I see my history? Untitled session. That was yesterday. So it's today. Okay. So some of these were really failed generations, like this one. Her business card says she's an accountant at Watchtower Financial Group over on 5212 Olive Branch Road. But because I wasn't looking at the camera, it wasn't too bad. But her business card says she's an accountant at Watchtower. This one was better. Over on 5212 Olive Branch Road. I think this was the one I went with. Business card says she's an accountant at Watchtower Financial. Actually, no, it might be this one. Over on 5212 Olive Branch Road. Here you go. I think it might be this one. Let's see. Her business card says she's an accountant at Watchtower Financial Group over on 5212 Olive Branch Road. It's not so. I don't know why it doesn't. It doesn't. It seems like it does. It seems like it always does better in runwayml.com, like the actual platform, and then the whatever the API they're using here. Wait. All right. Yeah, I don't know, man. All right, let's get a cruiser over at our workplace and notify her next. Oh, I didn't generate it. Wait, right? Yeah, I did not generate this one. Okay. All right, let's get a cruiser over at our workplace and notify. Yeah, it doesn't even look like my. It's like completely changed my character. I don't know, but for some reason, and then when I had, I don't think I did any of the motion generations here, except for this character. I only did them for this character. I didn't do any for the officer in the blue. Officer in the blue I did in here, and it just, I don't know, it just seems better, work better. But in this platform, just it's not that great. Can you adjust your model settings on here? I can. The only thing it gives me is expression intensity. It says we reorganized motion sync, body and face controls have moved to the new replace character tool, which is what they're talking about. Would be character. Wait, it says the replace character. Ooh. Oh, you have to upload your video. Well, that's if we're using images. If you have already created your video and then you want to put your image, the person in there, maybe that might work. Realistic portrait of our person. Okay, we'll try that. If it ends up fucking it up even, more. But no, it seems like the only adjustments I have for the motion sync video is literally the intensity. That's it. And it's usually set at default 3, and I think in runway it's set at for Act 2 is I think it is set at default 3, but it's not going to show you now because I didn't make a video, but when I do, you have a bar, and I think it starts at 3 by default. All right, let's see. All right, let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of Ken. Did you also say something about an eyewitness? All right, let's get a cruiser over to her workplace. Let's not make the intensity 3. Let's make it 2. Maybe we'll do it 2. Because that's just way too fucking expressive. All right, let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of Ken. Did you also say something about an eyewitness? All right, let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of Ken. Next. Oh my god, that's just terrible. Okay, okay, this one's, let's see what expression number 2 gives us, and then let's see what expression number 1 gives us. This is crazy. Crazy, crazy. Okay, see. All right, let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify. I'm like, damn, that's like super expressive. Do I express myself that much? All right, let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of Ken. Next of Ken. That's how I did it. Did you see that? Say something about an eyewitness. And it's like next. All right, let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of Ken. Ken. Notify her next of Ken. All right, let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of Ken. Did you also say something about an eyewitness? Yeah, that's like way too gay. That's way too expressive, my friend. Way too expressive.
Good afternoon. My name is Brian O'Hara, Brian O''Hara. I am the Minneapolis.
All right, let's see. All right, let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of Ken. That's a little better. Did you also say something about an eyewitness? Yeah, you are expensive. All right, let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of Ken. Did you also say something about an eyewitness? All right, let's get a cruiser over to her workplace. Yeah, they're pretty expensive. But that's only because I went to 13 seconds. The more you like, I should probably break it down. If you do less than 13 seconds, like 5 seconds or something like that, it's way less. But
Police chief.
that one looks so
I
better.
know the recent reports that are circulating among the media are concerning. I just want to be clear, we are not confirming anything that has been in any of these reports, and we don't have any official information ourselves. What we are aware of is what has been happening in our community. And our involvement, the mayor's leadership on that, council members and other elected officials in the city did not start today. That's been going on. The fear that the community has been experiencing, immigrant communities have been experiencing in this city is real.
Don't give a shit.
We have been meeting.
Don't give a shit. When you come over to other people's countries and you act a fucking fool, you steal from them. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Get the fuck out.
Because people are afraid to go to church.
Don't give
They're
a
afraid to
shit.
go to worship.
They're not.
They're
Let's just
not.
be clear. They're going to
They're
mosque.
not
They're not going to
spending money
church. They're
at
going
a
to
lot of our
mosque.
immigrant businesses in the city.
They're going to mosque.
And
Shut
from a
up.
public safety perspective, the fear of people to
Don't give a
calls the
shit.
police
Don't give
is
a shit.
something that to call the police in a time of need is something that harms everyone.
Don't
So I just
give a
need to be
shit.
clear,
They thieves.
as
They
the mayor has
liars.
stated,
In their
the
fucking
Minneapolis
places
Police
that they come
Department
from is a
does
shithole.
not work
Fuck
for federal law
Somalia.
enforcement with
Nope.
the purpose
Take their
of
ass all
conducting
the way back.
immigration
Don't give a
enforcement.
shit.
We
When
don't
you steal
provide
from
information
us, fuck
to
you.
federal immigration authorities. We don't ask people about their immigration status.
You probably should.
Our mission is clear: to
Don't give a shit.
protect life, to uphold the law, and to maintain safety.
Boy, 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 boy. So
Not like
once again, we got
malarkey
to
to
talk
me.
about the most viral story right now that is
Shit.
becoming the number one story in the national news media. Something
Can't
that
be
Democrats
illegal. You stay the
definitely
fuck
do not
out.
like.
And if
This
you
is like
are,
a nightmare
I'm sorry,
situation
if you're
for
from
Democrats
that
because
side
it
of the road where it's a
exposes the
shithole,
realities
not
of
only should you not
Democrat
come
governance,
here, you
which
should
is
be.
the story
Let me tell you
involving.
this. When I was in Kuwait, you know how much they tax for remittance because they saw this problem? Half. Half. So I say anybody else who fucking wants to send money back, tax them half of that remittance. Make sure they don't send that money anywhere but keep that shit right here in America. Make sure it's so painful for them to send money back to fucking Somalia. That's what you do. That's what you fucking do. And it just drives me crazy because when I go to places, and I mean, this one, no, this is in Minneapolis, and like this one for me is it's really fucking hard too, bro. It's really fucking hard for me because when you go overseas and you live overseas and you live in Muslim countries, that's why I gotta be really careful about this too. When you live in Muslim countries, you know the difference. Everybody sees it too. Everybody knows, even in Kuwait, amongst the Muslims, there are some Muslims from certain countries who act a certain way, you know? So it's like, please, 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 please. Please. And they're like, no, they started noticing certain things and they cracked down. They sure did. They fucking cracked down, and I don't fucking blame them. I don't blame them at all. I'm like, y'all think our immigration over here is so bad? Every Saturday when I would go in Salmia, I made sure I had my ID. I made sure I had my passport because every single person when they got on the interstate always got checked by the Kuwaiti police. They were not fucking around over there. All right. So, and they let Yo, no. So they tax when it comes to remittance, half of your shit is tax. And on top of that, you better make sure all your documents are put together and you're here legally, or you don't want to get locked up in their prisons. I'll tell you that. All right. So I'm like, they don't play about their shit. They don't play about their fucking security. And these fucking immigrants who come over here acting like, nah, 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 nah. There's a reason why you over here and not in places like not in places like wait, no, no, no. There's a reason why your bitch ass here. Let's just be straight. So these fucking Somalis, I don't no, no, no. Don't give a shit. Don't give a fucking flying shit. It's one thing if your country was, revered, had a place on the world stage, but it doesn't. All right, so for these motherfuckers to come over here and start demanding some sort of respect, start demanding some sort of equal footing, like they have some sort of equal culture. No, I don't think so. You're barbaric. You're only here by the grace of Christians, by the way, you fucktards. And then you pray your, because it's like the thing is too, they're not even praying. Like, if you were to pray at your mouth, is fine. But you don't come here try to show up like you're bossing up. No, no, you don't fucking pray in the streets and then you want to call that freedom of religion. You got fucking mosques down the road, bro. Take your ass there. I don't know who the fuck. I'd be like, bro, I'm not the one. Don't put your emotional bullshit games on me. I'll tell you to your face. I know what you guys are doing. You're not here to actually integrate. You're not here to actually assimilate. You're here to fucking rip off the American people, fund your fucking terrorist shit, then you want to fucking cry about it. And all meanwhile, you want to make sure you're a minority so people can be on your side because other people want to, because other people are calling out your truth. They're calling out the truth of how these people are. And, obviously that's going to make people feel bad for you emotionally manipulate these individuals, these savages, because that's literally what they are. So and I know I'm going on about this because I am tired. I'm tired of the fucking lies. I'm just tired of the lies. I'm tired of the bullshit. Not every fucking culture is the same. Somalia is that way for a fucking reason. A fucking community of scammers. Yes, I don't give a shit. You do not. We are all fucking Somali people too that you guys are fucking do a lot of fucking fraud. I'm gonna fucking take them at their word for it. Be like, dude, you're for crying out loud, you're in a fucking foreign country. You're in a fucking foreign country and you're still doing fucking scam crimes. Probably the same shit you were doing over there. The only difference is the people over there are poor. Not that much you can scam from. But I just really hate these people because they took our kindness and they instead of taking that opportunity and living right by that, they scammed and they did it purposefully. So yeah, I don't give a shit. I don't care. It's just a little one. It's just like a little minority of y'all. No, that whole entire community, the corruption was fucking left unnoticed on purpose because you're such a large swath of the community. And well, these dumb fuckers, these dumb mayors, these dumb liberal mayors, they want votes. So they turn a blind eye to all the corruption because they're minorities. Give a shit about these fucking minorities. Fuck. They don't give a shit about us. Why the fuck should we give a shit about them? Sorry. I just fucking want to hate shit about it. Alright, I'm gonna change, I gotta export the volume because I'm gonna change it. I'm exporting the words because I'm gonna exchange it in 11 Labs. So we'll call this guy Scene 2. For voice detective. Detect. I fucking hate these people, bro. I'm sorry. I don't want nobody over here from fucking third world countries and don't fucking give us nothing. But, they just fucking handouts. I don't like those people. You bring nothing to our fucking economy. Fucking food is not a fucking part. No, food, no, it's not a fucking part of it. We don't want your shit. That's Somalian shit. We don't want it. If we want your fucking food, we'll go to your fucking country and eat it. Reminds me now, I'm like, just because of all this shit, I don't even want to eat. I don't even, if you are not, like, for real, I'm being dead ass. I only want to eat from cultures that have assimilated. So like the Asian cultures, a lot of Asian cultures, I'll go eat. A lot of Jamaican cultures, a lot of Jamaican restaurants, I'll go eat. But these motherfuckers, I will never eat there. I'll never eat at a Somali fucking restaurant. I've eaten at Ethiopian restaurants, but I will never eat at a fucking I'll never eat at a Somali restaurant ever. Those people are not here to be American. They are here for themselves. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can do that in all the other 29 Muslim countries. There's a reason why you're here. Okay, let's see. All right, let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of kin. Okay, so it's this one. I feel like that voice sounds. All right, let's see. Maybe with the male voice will sound different.
All right, let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of kin. Did you also say something about an eyewitness?
Not the snacking, bro. Oh, shit. Fine. Okay, let's see how it looks. Let's see if it looks a little better. I don't think it will look better, but I might have to wait until my boyfriend act the detective part out. Because I don't know if I can do it. I thought I could. Can't act like a man. I've tried to. Okay, so Okay. Keep it. Detach. Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
All right.
Shit sounds good. Against fuck. Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm just gonna cut that shit out.
All
All
right.
right.
Let's.
All right. That I think is a. Let's see. So that part. Okay. Okay. Let's. Okay. Okay.
All right. Let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of Ken. Um, did you also say something about an eyewitness?
Oh man, dude. I was like gay people. Damn it. How can I make this deeper? Just audio. Let's low bass. Add some bass to that part.
All right. Notify her next of Ken. Um, did you also say something about an eyewitness?
Okay, so we can split this up in a few. There are some things I like with the facial expressions. That is one that's going to be cut. We're gonna have to make some videos to flash in between that. Okay.
All right. Let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of Ken. Um,
Well, that was really good humanistic expression, actually, for an AI model. That was actually pretty good.
um,
That looked pretty natural. I think so, at least. Um, so we'll definitely use this somewhere. Okay. Okay, that's fine. All right, so let's. Jesus.
all right. Let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of Ken. Um, did you also say something about an eyewitness?
Okay. All right, that's fine. Let's export it. I don't even want to watch the rest of this because I know they're just gonna lie. Fucking lie, lie, lie. This is the reason why, there's so many times I want to help people because I know they're gonna lie. It's the reason why I don't. Liars. Okay, so let's do the next one. Our next line is, yeah, 911 came in. 911. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah, the 911 what? Yeah, the 911 call came in a little after 3 a.m. last night. 911 call, yeah. Yeah, a 911 call came in a little after 3 a.m. last night from a woman named Olivia Jones. She's okay, so we are going to split this up so we don't run that many times. So we'll do um yeah, a call came in a call came in a little after 3 from a woman named Olivia Jones. She lives on the third floor corner unit of that building. Okay, all right. She lives. Okay, so okay, this will be a really interesting one for. Oh, did I not? Yeah, I did. I think I did export it. Did I not export it? I did not. Oh, I did. All right. Let's get a cruiser over to our work. Oh,
All right, let's get a cruiser over to her workplace and notify her next of kin. Um, did you also say something about an eyewitness?
so fucking let's look at some of the ones that we did make and oh, I only made one of them, one of that. Okay, because I think I deleted the other one. So, all right, yeah, all right. Let's something about an eyewitness. Yeah. Let's see.
Anything in
Okay, that's fine. Okay, next one is we will use our next image history. This one. Okay. Then we say 911 call. Okay, so I am standing. Just standing. Alright. Ooh, so now let's see. Okay. Alright. Alright. Then I see. Yeah. 911 call came in. Okay. Yeah, 911 call came in a little after 3 a.m. 911 call. Yeah, 911. See. A 911 call came in a little after 3 a.m. Slow down. A 911 call came in a little after 3 a.m. A 911 call came in a little after 3 a.m. from a woman named Olivia Jones. From a woman named Olivia Jones. A 911. Oh, crap. A 911. A 9. Yeah, a 911 call. Yeah, a 911 call came in last night around 3 a.m. Came in a little after 3 a.m. this morning. A 911 dispatch got a call. Fuck it. Dispatch got a call a little after 3 a.m. from a woman. Dispatch says the call was placed by a woman a little after 3 a.m. Dispatch says Dispatch says a call was placed a little after 3 a.m. from a woman named Olivia Jones. Dispatch says the call came in a little after 3 a.m. from a woman named Olivia Jones. Dispatch said the call came in a little after 3 a.m. Dispatch says the call came in a little after 3 a.m. from a woman named Olivia Jones. Dispatch says the call came in a little after 3 a.m. from a woman named Olivia Jones. Okay. Alright. Alright. Dispatch came. Okay, alright. Ready? Okay. Alright. Stupid.